Let's get weird, buddy. Let's get weird.
Guys, where are we?
Well, if there's a bright center to the universe, you're on the planet that it's farthest from.
Welcome to the Outer Rim. Enjoy your stay.
Previously on X-Men.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun, and we're back talking comics. More specifically, we are talking, of course, Wolverine comics, hence the little thing that's sitting right in front of you that you can see if you're watching this. If you're listening to this, yes, we are talking Wolverine comics, but you also clicked on it, so it's kind of like, I don't know what it says. I'll just watch whatever. I actually like that. Watch whatever on my channel. I like that. But most specifically, we are returning to talk about Jonathan Hickman and Greg Capullo's Wolverine Revenge with number 2 of that series. Number 4 is finally dropping this Wednesday after about 2 months, I'd say, since the last one was supposed to come out. Since it was supposed to come out, the book was supposed to be over in December. But, shit happens. But we've cycled back from everything that we've been covering comic book wise. So we just finished Deadpool and Wolverine, Wade Wilson III. We are on we did the second issue of Predator versus Wolverine. Before this comes out, I'll have put out the second issue of Wolverine Deep Cut, the second series and the second issue of Chris Claremont's book from last year that he did after Madripoor Nights. And we've been also slowly getting through the Wolverine solo series. We're only done 2 issues of it. But yes, it's been a lot of Wolverine content, and we're also waiting for Deadpool and Wolverine number 2, Ben Percy's new book, to come out probably within a few weeks from now. But we're back with this book. And like I said, I've been waiting to see if this has been as straightforward as Hickman is making it so far. It's reminding me a little bit of Snyder and Capullo's Batman book that they did not too long ago, where Batman's walking around in a very end of the world situation with the Joker's head in a lantern. And I don't know why it's giving me those vibes, but if it's as straightforward as it seems, it's still a heck of a lot of fun watching Hickman just play with his action figures. And Capullo's art is amazing. And if you're in for that, great. When I read number 4, and I'm gonna read it before I talk about it here because I'm gonna be salivating to find out if Hickman pulls something in issue number 4. But last we left off, where we started this book, right, is that Magneto died in a situation involving the crashing of Asteroid M from its place up in, the space. And we don't know why any of that happened, but an EMP goes off, basically ends the technological world, sends us all into the Stone Age, and hundreds of millions of people are dead, billions are about to follow. And the only power that's on right now in the world is in Russia. But none of these things are occurring to Wolverine, who has been on vacation in the Savage Land, when Nick Fury shows up with the only 3 helicarriers working in the world: Captain America, Bucky, the Winter Soldier Barnes, Maria Hill, Dum Dum Dugan, and a guy that I still forgot how to say his name. Quartermain? Is it Quartermain? I don't care. He's dead. And on their way to take this power from Russia, for themselves. Russia defends themselves with the Brotherhood of Mutants, who is Mastermind, Colossus, Omega Red, Deadpool, and am I forgetting somebody? And Sabretooth. And in the ensuing carnage, there is all the helicarriers get taken out. Maria Hill's dead. Dugan's dead. Quartermain, if that's your name, you're dead too. Cap and Bucky and Wolverine get bombs put in their chest. They get detonated, and Cap and Bucky are killed before our eyes, running away. They blow up Wolverine right after he talks to Colossus, realizing that Colossus in this world, in the 10 days that it's been since the EMP went off, he considers Wolverine mostly a friend. And that the shit that happened in those 10 days has pushed Colossus to this point where he's willing to do all these things that he's doing. But to be fair, they had their hands on the technology and we're just coming to take it. Is it right? No, it's an end of the world survival of the fittest situation. And in this beginning of the story, Colossus and the rest of his gang are on top. They blow Wolverine up thinking he's gone, but he comes back because he's fucking Wolverine. Maybe somebody should have stayed in that room. Like maybe Deadpool should have hung back, or Sabretooth should have hung back and squished all the little bits into dust. I don't know. But he's back and he wants revenge. And the last panel basically of that book showed us, you got to make sure the motherfucker is dead. And so that's where we start off in this story. And we're going to get to the book faster, and then we're going to talk about what it makes me think about after the fact. So let's get this party really started and read Wolverine Revenge #2. All right. Wolverine Revenge #2. Damn it. You can come on out, Fury. I know you're there. They were the best of us, and they will be missed. But I have to say, if I'm honest, maybe they were lucky to go so clean, being spared what's to come. The mission. I did. The last working one I had. The mission. You sent an LMD, didn't you? Never your ass in the fire, is it? Why am I not surprised? I've known you for 50 years. You've known me for 50 years. After a while, you simply are who you are. What are you gonna do now? Nothing to do. We failed. The Empire has fallen, and now, if we're lucky, only a couple 100 million people on this continent are gonna die. All that's left of the great American experiment is less than 20 nuclear subs rolling in the deep water. And I give those good men a few months before they're warlords and pirates. I've seen the horror of one world war, faced my worst nightmares in the jungle, and endured the cold hell of the Cold War. I promise you, this is going to be worse. So what am I going to do? I'm going to find myself a nice bottle of bourbon and crawl into a hole with my best gun. Then, someday soon enough, I'll see my friends on the other side. Well, when you do, tell them I said you're only late because you're a terrible drunk and an even worse shot. Now, what about you, Logan? What are you gonna do? Dun, 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 Magneto has fallen, and when he died, it released an EMP that took out all the world's power in a mission to save those left. Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Wolverine teamed up with what was left of S.H.I.E.L.D. to seek the last device capable of producing energy on Earth. Mastermind, leading a new brotherhood of evil mutants consisting of Sabretooth, Omega Red, Deadpool, and Colossus, intercepted them. Only Wolverine survived, but the villains are still out there. I don't know why I did that. 3 months later, the Dakotas. Well, if my other senses weren't backing them up, I'd swear my eyes were lying to me. Danny Moonstar, I was not expecting to see you here. Hello, Logan. I hope you weren't trying to sneak up on us. If so, you missed about 100 motion sensors we have surrounding this place. I wasn't sneaking anywhere, just headed toward the only light that's burning in the night. You're trespassing. And you have have power while no one else does. I think I know why. And the why is why I am here. And if he doesn't want to see you, what then? Am I going to have to make you leave? Danny Moonstar. Super powerful mutant that does not get nearly enough. She should be like on a major X team. She should have left the New Mutants and been a part of the X-Men a long time ago. I hear that demon bears love fear, that they smell it from a world away. Well, that ain't my scent, and I ain't that guy. And I sure ain't leaving without talking to him. So what happens next is up to the two of you two. I just did that backwards. 2 days later, north and east. How much farther, Forge? The impact zone is close. We're almost there. Are you sure I can't talk you out of this? Retribution is a dark path, and revenge is a master no man should serve. Yeah, well, it's all I got left. The world ended, and instead of surrendering to despair, I steeled myself to raising up something new, and gathered those around me who could see the dream for what it was. Sounds like heaven, you offering me an invite? Until you wake from this madness that has taken you, friend, there is no place for you on the mountain. I fear for where your future lies, Logan. I fear it is not heaven that waits for you. We are here. I thought there'd be more debris or something else. Kissing the edge of apocalypse always elicits a response from the fanatics. Something awful happened, and so they believed that it could not be avoided, that it was fate. The true believers of Magneto cleared this place of any remnants of Asteroid M, holy trinkets of their mutant prophet of doom. Then how do you know he is here? I assumed that the impact would have buried him deep enough that they would not have been able to find him. My scan of the area as we arrived confirmed that. He's beneath our very feet. You got some kind of high-tech doodad we can dig him out with? I do. Here, start digging. God damn it. Ching. Later, I think I found him. Yep. There he is. Dun, dun, Dun! I wonder what killed you, Eric. I guess we'll never know. Think this'll do? A little more shielding, a touch of vibranium for feedback. Yes, I can make it work. A city that's name has been erased. Unbelievable. He's got the whole place brainwashed. Sick. Alone. Damn. Well, Wingard. Hard to argue you don't have a type. Hard to argue you're not that guy. The one who tells the same story over and over again, expecting it's gonna somehow turn out different. Who's this? An uninvited guest? Someone beyond my thrall? To whom do I owe the pleasure? We'll get to that in a second. First, I want to know where the others are. Rasputin, I know. But Wade? Creed? Omega Red? Where are your pals, Mastermind? Rasputin cast us out. Said we were beneath him. But you shouldn't know anything about that. That you do makes me curious. It's only a limited number of people, dude. And I don't think you guys looked for his body. Well, maybe you didn't think there was any pieces left. But the adamantium should have been left behind. I don't know. And while I do know where my companions are, I won't be the one giving up all my secrets. Instead, I'll be taking all of yours. Breaking your will. Breaking your mind. And sifting through the things you have hidden in your head, starting with who you are. Bad news on that front, bub. All my secrets are staying safely locked inside here. But I'll give you one guess as to what's really motivating this bad behavior of mine. Servants, save me! Throw yourselves at him! Snicked. Snicked. Too late for that. There ain't no one here who can save you. Ah! And as for your secrets, I'll have to figure out some other way to dig them out. A short while later. Gotta ask. Closer you get to the equator, the more stabilized things are. Sure, migration's a disaster, but it always is. But when I was coming back up north, farther I got, the bleaker things were. It's lights out for a couple 100 miles outside things being on fire, till I got here. So I'm curious, how are you powering this place? A little geothermal, some captured isotopes. But mostly a refurbished CR pulse drive I converted into a dynamo. Should last us 50 to 60 years. All courtesy of my mutant gifts as a builder. Ah, okay, I think I've got it. It was tricky because he'd done so much work on his brain, but I'm wired into Mastermind's hippocampus, accessing memories. It looks like Colossus is where you thought he'd be, and Omega Red is pretty close. Deadpool shows up in multiple locations. Seems he was moving between all of them. Probably because no one wants him around. Whatever the reason, I'd assume that what we have on him is less reliable. And Creed, right here, looks like he's made a home in the desert. Where are you going first? Old business before new business. What about the other thing I asked for? Can you make it? I did it while you were gone. 1 week later. I bet you're surprised to see me alive. Nah, not a bit. Take a lot more than a bomb in my chest to stop me dead. I figured that means you had half a chance of doing the same. I am surprised to see you here. Right now, though. Why is that? Because I assumed you're handling all this about as good as you handle any other tragedy. You always lose, so you're always looking to get even. And you're surprised my plans include you? Nah, I just think you got grudges that go all the way down. Yeah, I got a few. Including you, Creed. See? That's what I'm talking about. I figured you'd want to settle most of them before you come up snake eyes. 'Cause we both know you can't take me, and any revenge you want, it ends right here. And it ends right now. So, okay, first off, his claws go right through his left wrist, and his claws go right into Wolverine's face. Roar! Oof. Slash. You always been weak. Any last words, Runt? Sure. That all you got? Heh. I guess I could prolong things a bit. Savor the experience. Kick you while you're down. Rip out your heart. Remind you that I own you. Always have. Always will. Ugh. You hear me, Runt? Everything you ever thought was yours is mine. And when I'm done here, when I'm done with you, I'm gonna take your ride. Yet, it ain't my bike. I borrowed it from a friend. And I just can't forgive myself when I don't return favors. This ain't gonna... Something's wrong. I'm not. Healing. Yeah, I know. That same friend built a neutralizer into the bike's headlamp. And now your mutant powers are gone, Creed. I'm healing up just fine, but you're bleeding out. It's been a long time coming, but you're done. No! Yes, and maybe now I'll do what you did to me for so very long. Tear you apart, little by little. Come back next year, and the year after that, and the year after that, and cut off another piece of you. Or we could just go the other way, and I can end you right now. End me? You think I can't still take you, Runt? You're talking to the wrong wolf in the wrong forest. That's funny, because I thought I was talking to a dead man. To be continued as he guts him. For Wolverine Revenge number 3. Okay, so thoughts, questions, queries? Yes, I have many. Okay, so first off, I talked about dating Moonstar at the beginning of this. I like that at the end of the world, Forge and Danny Moonstar have the only lights on basically in North America because Forge can do anything. I like it just works. And then using the Magneto helmet going there, admitting we still don't know what happened to Wolverine or to Magneto to cause any of this. Will we ever know? I don't know. And that thing is that that's not important unless they somehow Hickman wants it to be. It doesn't matter why it happened. Um, it's one of those things that we get to endlessly go on about. And you know what? It's also one of those things that probably will get exploited at some point story-wise if they ever want to revisit this universe that Hickman has created here. Also, Nick Fury still being alive. Because of course Nick Fury is still alive. Like if anything, if his son had shown up or whatever, but Nick Fury using an LMD really does go back to like the very, very earliest of Nick Fury days of like one of the first images I remember of like Nick Fury was them creating, I think, the first LMD of him. So he's here and he's giving up. He's just crawling into a hole and saying, eventually, hey, we tried, we failed, we fucked. I'm giving up. I'm crawling into a bottle and I'm gonna have a gun and I'm just gonna wait for the wolf at the door to try to come take me, or I kill myself before that happens. But Wolverine is looking for revenge and he's going after Mastermind first. And of course, because of the Magneto helmet, he's able to, with some help of Forge, avoid all of his tricks. This was where I thought maybe things went wrong somehow. This would be the first way for Hickman to pull the rug out from under us, is that he kills Mastermind without any kind of problem, right? The story moves very, very fast. And so he gets the helmet, goes to see Mastermind, cuts his head off, frees the town, presumably. If there's a place where I would say that maybe he'll try to do something, it'd be here. Mastermind was doing a bunch of stuff with his brain, which is probably why he's been able to do a lot of the things he's been able to do. I think it was also speculated something about the EMP maybe helping his powers. I don't know. So my first thought was that maybe Mastermind did actually somehow get control of Wolverine's mind. I don't know. Maybe it's all been Mastermind's thing. I don't know. But he's dead and we're moving on. Like it's just quick, quick, quick. Okay, so it was smart at least to get, how do you go after Mastermind if you're Wolverine, right? How do you actually, if this is just going to be a straight up gory book, then he has to have the ability to just go up to these guys and take them out. So at least the book is giving us that of saying, okay, I find Forge. He helps me find Magneto's helmet. I amp that up. I kill Mastermind. I ask Forge to make me something special before I head out after Sabretooth to end this book. We also talk about Wade Wilson, Deadpool, a little bit here, being like that he's the only one that's bouncing around because of how he is, who he is. Nobody really wants to be with Deadpool. So I was thinking, I thought this book really was going to be like a step-by-step thing. Like we were going to get a whole issue of Mastermind and then a whole issue of Omega Red and Deadpool and then Colossus. But that's not the case here because we move straight on to the attack with him and Sabretooth, where, it's the typical, again, and I talked about this when I was talking about Wolverine Deep Cut of, yeah, we've done this a million times. Sabretooth and Wolverine. Yeah, okay, make it interesting. And even like Old Man Logan made it interesting with their final thing where we realize, Wolverine's just like, look, man, I've been putting up with you. I could end you anytime. And he does. You know what I mean? And that made that interaction interesting because it was just like, holy shit, he just cuts into pieces. Like, you're the monster. I'm the, and I'm the monster trying to be a man kind of situation. And here we have the same kind of deal, the same old speech, but Wolverine saying like, I'm taking this punishment because almost like I'm letting you think you're winning while we're fighting and you're ignoring your wounds. And then all of a sudden I go in for that one big last right in the freaking guts punch. And you realize you're not healing anymore. And to the last, like Sabretooth is, I mean, through the whole thing, he's always talking shit. He's so like his brain is all so messed up. That even when he's dying, he's just like, and that's how it ends, man, in mid gut. Like, and so I presumed, like, when I was going into the third issue, that we'd see what happened. And like I said, this story moves fast. So I was really surprised at where the third issue ended up starting. So again, this book is a lot of fun. It's taking us with some really great art and some interesting like choices. But again, until this is over, I still don't know if this is just going to be like under the category of Claremont's Madripoor Nights, which was just a lot of fun. Whereas in like Wolverine, Deadpool, Wade Wilson III introduced us to a brand new villain who has like a lot of ulterior motives going on, and has a lot more far-reaching capabilities for story than this does. And of course, because it's an alternate universe kind of thing, how much could it have? But again, it's just, yeah, the big question still is, what's Hickman's end game for this, other than just being cool looking and playing with your action figures? But there's nothing wrong with playing with your action figures if that's what you're going for. And in the end, if that's all this ends up being, I'll still be able to say that I had a lot of fun and it looked great while we were doing it. So anyway, that's it for Wolverine Revenge #2 discussion. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel and all that jazz. If you're liking more comic book content on here, we are going to get to more characters besides Wolverine. But again, because I had a lot of stuff coming out of 2024 that I didn't finish, we're going to finish all these Wolverine things before we start jumping into other stuff. But we might see some comic book surprises along the way. Also, every Friday night at 8:30 Central Standard Time, I go live with my friend from D's Reviews, Darren Jakes, as we're talking about the second season of Severance. If you missed the live stream, the video will be up on the channel pretty quick after it's over. Otherwise, you can also catch us playing games on this channel as well. So, thanks for watching. I will let you guys get back to your life, and I will see you on the next video, bubs. Bye. Let's fucking go. Ba 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 bum. Ba bum 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 bum.